You definitely do not control Google Maps. You definitely did not just have a spot open up. And no, you probably didn't just magically have 11 remodel leads waiting either. If you're a contractor, you've gotten this call before. I'm a member of several Facebook groups where contractors hang out. Here's a recent post I ran across, and it's the same thing I see all the time. Let me read this to you. He says, "Quit lying to me." And I feel that frustration. If you're a marketer and you're calling me to sell me something, I suggest you stop lying. I mean, your first interaction with me is based on obvious false pretenses. You definitely do not control Google Maps for the area. You definitely did not just have a spot open up. You definitely do not have 11 remodel leads right now you're trying to find a contractor to take from you. You and I definitely did not speak last month, and I definitely did not ask you to call me at this time. So don't ask me, "Don't you remember?" 4 times when I say no. You're all parasites sucking profits off of people who actually provide value in this world. Rant over. Now, if you're in marketing, that might sting a little bit. If you're a contractor, you probably nodded the whole time. You're all parasites. It's what this contractor said about marketing agencies. That's harsh, but honestly, contractors aren't crazy for feeling this way. You know, a lot of this frustration's earned. Many agencies open with manipulation. And if that's how the relationship starts, why would trust magically appear later? So let's look at it. Why contractors hate marketing agencies. And honestly, I don't blame you one bit. This is the stuff contractors are sick of hearing. You know, this is the script. We control Google Maps. No, you don't. We have leads waiting right now. That's not how lead generation works, buddy. We spoke last month, remember? Yeah, sure we did. Fake urgency, fake scarcity. And here's the part nobody says out loud. If the first sentence is a lie, what do you think the contract looks like? You know, the truth is nobody controls Google Maps. Leads aren't inventory sitting on a shelf, and scarcity tactics are straight sales psychology. Hell, I've made posts where I stated that I only had 2 spots or whatever the situation was at the time. It was true. I did only have 2 spots, but I went back and deleted that line because of shit like this. You know, it just sounds sleazy now because of the crappy salespeople that use fake scarcity. And there's a reason my industry is full of this crap. You know, first, there's a very low barrier to entry. You can watch a few YouTube videos, run a couple Facebook ads, and now you're a growth specialist. You know, second, results are hard to measure if the business owner doesn't understand tracking. And finally, most contractors don't see what's happening behind the curtain. You know, that combination attracts salespeople, not operators. An operator actually builds systems. They track the numbers and improve conversions. You know, they bring real value to the table. They do what you pay them to do. A salesperson, on the other hand, closes the deal and moves on. Marketing gets sold like it's magic. You know, like someone flips a switch and suddenly the phone rings. If it doesn't, they just blame the algorithm. Real marketing isn't magic, it's infrastructure. You know, website clarity, offer positioning, tracking, lead handling, your sales process. If one of those is broken, ads won't save you. So like if your website says, you know, family owned and operated since 1987, but never really explains what you actually do, ads won't fix that. Here's how contractors actually get burned. The agency owns the accounts, so when you cancel, everything disappears. There's no tracking clarity, so you don't know what's working. No attribution, so every lead, you know, is from us. No visibility, so you're dependent. And eventually confusion. That confusion is often by design. It protects the agency, not you. So before you hire anyone, ask these 6 questions. These will eliminate most bad agencies in under 10 minutes. First question, what specifically are you changing in my business? If they say we'll run ads, that's not an answer. What page, what offer, what conversion mechanism? You know, question 2, how are you tracking attribution? If they answer, we'll send traffic, that's not tracking. Traffic isn't tracking. Question 3. Who owns the actual ad account? If it's not you, you're renting your own marketing. Watch how defensive they get on that one. Question 4. What happens if leads don't close? If they answer, that's on you, that tells you they don't care about the full system. You're just going to be treated like another monthly retainer because that's all you are to them at this point. Question 5. What should my cost per lead realistically be in my market? If they start promising $12 kitchen remodel leads, or depending on your industry, something similar, crazy low, just hang up. And finally, question 6, what assumptions are you making about my business right now? If they don't ask real questions about margins, close rates, job size, things like that, they're just guessing, and they're guessing with your money. Good agencies don't need to lie. Real marketing isn't magic, it's mechanics. And mechanics don't need manipulation. If you're a contractor or tradesman who actually wants to understand how your marketing works instead of just hoping it does, you're in the right place. Subscribe. And next time someone says they control Google Maps or promise you the first position on Google, just hang up. They're full of shit. I'll see you guys in the next one. And until then, remember, confusion is a business model.